La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah.
Muhammadun Rasulullah, Muhammadun Rasulullah.
If you understand the meaning of the word Ramadan, then everything becomes clear. The Arabic word Ramadan basically means hot, scorching earth. That's where the word is derived from. So there's the central theme of that word is heat. Okay? And heat does two things. And that's exactly what Ramadan does as well. Number one, heat is used to purify. So for example, if you have a very, very solid metal, and you want to heat it up and you want to remove all the impurities from it to make it a pure form of metal, then what do? They heat it up, and then the impurities begin to melt away. Alright, some people have a self-cleaning oven. The self-cleaning oven, there's no robot that cleans that oven, right? You put the self-cleaning oven on, it heats up the oven until the temperature gets so high that any particle that doesn't belong within the metal of that oven, it automatically burns away into ashes, and then when it's done, you can just wipe it away. That's the whole concept behind the self-cleaning oven. So these are examples of what it means to use intense heat to purify, and that's exactly what Ramadan does. Now when you first do your first few fasts, it's painful. You can even sometimes feel the heat within you. You know, you want to just go, you want to eat, you're not used to it, things are different. And then when it gets into the middle of the month, then it becomes even harder because now when you first start, everyone's excited. When you get towards the end, everyone's excited. In the middle is when it becomes difficult, and some people even give up the fast altogether in the middle of the month. So, but it's because it's that heat that's being created. Although it's discomforting, it actually is purifying us. So we have to recognize that that's the first goal of our entering the month of Ramadan, that we exit purified, inshallah. The second thing about Ramadan is that anytime you apply heat to something, it has the ability to mold into a different shape. So for example, if you've ever been to factories where they take heat and they create automobile parts, where they take metal and they create automobile parts, they heat up that metal until it's so hot that it becomes easily movable, bendable, pliable. So as it becomes more pliable, then the metal can easily bend into the shape that you want to put it in. And then what they do is they allow it to cool, and once it cools, it becomes solid. So this is the same thing. Ramadan heats up the soul, it heats up the heart. And then what it allows us to do is to become the people that we wanted to become. Because otherwise the soul is very hard to bend. You know, you have a habit, it's going to be very hard to break that habit. But Ramadan's a time when those habits can break. So what we want to do in this month is we want to also recognize that as we go through it, we want to begin to inculcate a schedule. So it's important to know, what should a schedule of a normal human being be? What was the schedule of the Prophet alayhi salam? How did he use his time? How did he allocate the important asset that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed on him, which was his time? Anyway, that will also be discussed in these types of programs. So there's a lot of details, and I can't obviously present 5 hours of material in 5 minutes. But the point is that we can't just be ambivalent about entering the month. And if we are, and we notice that ourselves to be ambivalent, then we have to go and put ourselves in the company of those people that are excited, because hopefully that'll create a spark within us as well. So the month is coming upon us. The Sahaba used to become very excited as it approached, and they used to think and plan about how they would take advantage of it, and they definitely used to max out on this month. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a tawfiq to do the same. Wa akhiru ta'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
Ramadan, 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 Ramadan.